Hey everyone, thank you for stopping by Living To Do's review of Married at First Sight, Season 16, Episode 24. It's the reunion, Part 1. Not only is there a Part 2, there are more episodes after that. I just found out today. This is not going to end until, well, the new projection is July 19th. So they're going to have more episodes every week until July 19th. They're going to have the reunion part 2 next week. July 5th, they're going to have Where Are You Now? July 12th, they're having something called The T from A to Z. Is it going to be 2 hours? An hour and a half? This is too long. And then July 19th, the episode is called A Look Back Nashville. So there's more of this. So when does the new season start? I wonder. I haven't seen an exact date. I'm interested to find out when that's happening. But this is the most boringest season to date and the longest. That doesn't even make sense. How's the viewership? I want to know, what are the ratings on this? Have they fallen? I know they're not. They could not be increasing. It's too boring. So before I get started with the review, please like the video and subscribe to the channel. I would really appreciate it, and I thank you in advance. So let's get started with this review. Kevin Frazier is hosting the reunions, and he has the whole group, all the couples, sitting in the room at the first segment. And only thing new of interest, or something of interest I found out, is that Clint has moved into the same building as Nicole and Chris. So they're neighbors still. So they see each other often, I'm sure. And they got 3 dogs. He ought to take one of their dogs. But as their group scene, that's all that happened. Then afterwards, Kevin took them couple by couple. Well, he did a couple of couples, and then he had the girls sit in for a conversation, just the girls. So one of the couples they had was, in the first couple of segments, was Nicole and Chris. And the thing is, there was nothing to say about them. Absolutely nothing. They're still together. I'm happy for them. But even their scenes at home, it was very boring. I could never be a part of that family. They were just so boring. But I'm happy for them. They're together, and maybe they belong together. And I hope they have many children and a happy, healthy life. But I have nothing to say about them. And another couple that Kevin spoke with was Jasmine and Eris. The big question that Kevin had for him was, what didn't he find attractive about Jasmine to make it work? And it's something he just won't say. He indicated he didn't want to hurt people and other people's families. And I'm thinking, is it her physical appearance? I know that I've heard on other blog sites that people were speculating in comments that it was, something to do with her teeth. Looked like they were crooked, especially at the bottom. But when we see her here, it looks like girlfriend got new teeth. They look great. Did she spend her MAFS money on veneers? Because they cost a lot of money. And they look good. They look really good on her. I wonder if seeing her with a new set of choppers, is he more attracted to her? They're friendly, they're friends, they keep saying they're friends. And it seemed like he kind of was touching her a lot, hugging her, putting his arms around her. In fact, she looked like she was sitting close to him on her own. It wasn't like he was cuddling up to her. She sat back in the chair, and like they were a couple. They're just friends, they say. Jasmine had her friend Adrian come out and speak with Kevin and excuse me, with Jasmine and Eris. And basically she just doesn't think that Eris tried in the relationship. That was all to it. She doesn't think he tried. They talked about his cousin, the whatever her name was back in the day, and then not liking Jasmine, calling her fake, bad pageant girl, and everyone got on him for not standing behind Jasmine, supporting her. But he was trying to say his argument was he didn't really know her. He had known her about 24 hours at this point, after she came from a luncheon with his cousin. He first said that she looked like she worked a 16-hour shift. And Kevin Frazier was trying to say, well, if you didn't know her that well, you knew by looking at her that she worked a 16-hour shift. You know that something wasn't right. She didn't feel good about this, and you didn't support her. He just didn't support her at all. And I don't know. They also showed clips of him talking to Pastor Cal, how he liked a body like Serena Williams, but not Zendaya, because Zendaya was too skinny, and Jasmine was right in the middle, they said, and he just wasn't attracted to her. I wonder if it was the teeth. That's sad. I mean, it is sad. And that's the first thing we see, that she got fixed on her. I mean, she was a beautiful girl. She's actually perfect. But we notice that there are new teeth. I wonder if that was the issue. Maybe he did tell her in private. Other people didn't. He didn't tell, the experts or any. He didn't say anything in his confessional. It's just interesting if it really was the teeth that bothered him, and she got them fixed. Interesting. We know that she's still with her friend boy that she brought onto one of the After Decision episodes. They're still together. Kevin asks why all the secrecy. It wasn't him, it was her. She didn't want him to be seen, and it's a guy from her past. But I guess she wants to keep it private. Smart. Eris is not seeing anyone at this time, but we know that he's out there. One thing I notice, if they're not together, both of them were wearing their wedding rings at the reunion. If you're not together, take them off. You're not fooling anybody. You're not together. So that's all that happened with them. They're still friends, and hopefully, I guess that's all we can hope for them, that they can still remain friends. Okay, let's go to the girls' scene. When the girls got together with Kevin Frazier, not much happened. We see that they're still a tight bunch. Jasmine cried looking at footage of herself crying with the girls when she just couldn't deal with Eris anymore. And, I just noticed in this scene that Kirsten just seems kind of not empathetic. And maybe that's what Shaquille was complaining about, her, not being supportive or nurturing. I just don't see her. She didn't seem like, she doesn't seem empathetic, or at least she doesn't wear it on her face or in her actions when Jasmine was crying. The girls saw footage of their husbands after decision day, out in the streets. Clint says his pelvis hurts because he's out having sex along with Eris. Jasmine said he was counting down the days that the experiment would be over so he can get back in the streets. The girls discussed that Gina needed a man with swag, and Nicole believes that Shaquille is still Kirsten's man. So she's not giving up hope on that relationship. After that segment, Kevin Frazier spoke with Clint and Gina. And Clint looked very nice and handsome, his nice haircut. They said that he has swag now. They both explained that throughout the process, they stayed together to see if there was something there. We learned that Gina had a lot of things going on. She lost $100,000 in her salon. Some type of builder, some builder got the best of her and swindled her out of $100,000. So maybe she held on to the experiment, not letting go of Clint because she needed the money. They both say they're closer to each other now than after the show. They hang out or they're talking. And Kevin wanted to know, could this be more? And Gina's like, I don't know. I don't know. That was interesting because Clint's dating now. He was saying, I don't know, it's up to her type of thing, but he indicated that has been dating someone for a couple of months. So I was thinking, is Gina jealous? Interesting. When you have something and it goes away and it goes on to somebody else, you start to see them as a more attractive being, and it's like, I don't know if it's jealousy, but maybe it's fear of missing out is what it is. So they're not together, but they're friends, and who knows, that might be something they might revisit later, and we might see them on one of those episodes, couples couch. Okay, so the last couple for the part one. All right, the last couple in part one was Shaquille and Kirsten. Now, they both wore something alike. They both wore like a bright yellow, goldish color. So I don't know if they got together and talked about it. They're not together, but they managed to wear this bright color, the same bright color. We learned that Shaquille moved to Austin. He had a job of some sort. So he moved from Nashville, Tennessee to Austin, Texas. Kirsten said how she was mad at Shaq because she didn't know what his decision was going to be before decision day. And I guess she felt blindsided. So he never did tell her that he was going to say no. After decision day, they parted ways. She said she's going to be cordial. And she did indicate she called him when his grandmother passed. So she did check on him. They believe that their problem in their relationship was their communication, that they couldn't learn how to communicate together. They were doing, I guess, learning individually, but just not, they couldn't get it together. And Shaquille said one reason he said no is he had a talk with a prophet, somebody in his doctorate program, and he was told, this is not a time to be selfish, make a decision for yourself. And he didn't think he could be the kind of husband that Kirsten wanted or needed. He didn't think they were soulmates. And Kevin questioned him about this prophet. There's your problem right there. Anyway, now Kirsten was saying, that he just didn't want to be married. And he's trying to say he did want to be married. And she's saying that if you wanted to be married, then you wouldn't ask for a divorce. He said he didn't feel supported in their relationship and he didn't feel good enough. And they pretty much ended it with that. So what about Shaquille makes him feel that he's not good enough for Kirsten? You're in the doctorate program. You're highly educated. This prophet guy tells you something. You make a big change. What's really going on? I know he's going to start talking to somebody. I know more time has passed for him to sit in it and think about it and come up with an answer better than this. I really want to know the truth. I'm very curious. Something about this. I don't know. I'm just curious. Okay, that is it for now. I'll be back next week and the following week and how many more weeks this is going to go on. I think it's July 19th. That is it for now. This was 2 hours long. Again, unnecessarily, but I hung in there. Thank you for staying with me to the end. Please like the video and subscribe to the channel. I would really appreciate it, and I thank you in advance. But I gotta go, because I got living to do. Bye.